Right, guys, welcome to this week's pod. We're just going to get straight into it. The FA Cup, one game worth talking about and one game probably not worth talking about. I think everyone fell asleep during the first one. United Coventry, what an absolute game, wasn't it?
Total class. Coventry were first half a bit slow, but I think they were class second half. Unreal.
It's one of those, it's like, I know it went to extra time, but it's a game of two halves. United got into the game early on, raised a 3-0 lead, and then just decided to not continue do what they were doing and let Coventry in. Not let Coventry in, because that's more like taken away from Coventry, because I think Coventry haven't been getting the credit they actually deserve for the performance today. I think Coventry clawed their way back into it, and rightly so. And it showed why they should be in the final, personally.
Man United just fall apart, didn't they? As soon as there's a goal that goes against them or a decision that goes against them, they just seem to fall apart as a team.
They've got no composure, like none. Like it was like Roy Keane said, they were 3 goals ahead, and they just started wasting time. Go for like I agree, go for the kill. At the end of the day, it's cup football. If you'd put I'd love to know what the odds were of Coventry coming back and getting 3 goals, because I don't think it would be fucking. It's mad.
Be 50 to 1.
I think they should have just gone for the kill. But they messed about, and then Coventry made them pay for it. But I agree with Gav that half the media, especially the stupid interviews afterwards, they're sitting there going on about United bottled it, and I don't think that's right. I think Coventry just turned up another gear, and then they just started outplaying them. I don't think that the way they were trying to sell it is as if it was United's to win and that they played badly. I don't think they played overly well in the second half.
I think it's one of them. If you're a Premier League team 3-0 up against Championship, you should be smashing the team away.
You should be, but like they're not mugs. Like they've got this far through playing well. You know what I mean? And United haven't been amazing this season. They've always ground out results.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to paint it as United really could have done better to keep them out. I don't think that's how that works, because I think Coventry get credit for turning up to a Prem team and going, Joe, what, go on then.
As much as I like, I think I said this to you and Gav both since the third round. As much as I'm very much, an offside's an offside. I do have the belief that if you're not going to put VAR in all the FA Cup games, if you're not going to install it in lower league stadiums, it just shouldn't be a thing all round.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be a case that if West Ham play Bristol City at West Ham, there's VAR, but then if we play them at Bristol, there's not. I don't see how that's a thing.
You're getting one game that's getting the advantage, and then you're getting the other one that isn't.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
It should be a fair play game the whole way.
What you said, Ben?
I said they don't play with it week in, week out. They don't have the stupid stoppages and the batshit decisions that we seem to get in the Prem at the moment. No, I back it. I don't think VAR. I think if you're going to do a tournament that's going to be inclusive to the whole of England with all the leagues, then I agree. Unless
just leave it out.
Yeah, because you're not. There's 2 options. You either pay, you have it put in all stadiums, or you leave it out. And the leaving it, it's the cheaper options. The FA are always going to go for the cheaper one.
Yeah, well.
I think it'd be interesting to see how the FA Cup would play out with no VAR compared to the Premier League with VAR. I know you'd have the lower league teams.
It would have been 4-3 today.
Oh, Man United would be out, absolutely. But I mean, it would be interesting to see how many people watch the FA Cup rather than like the Premier League, due to the fact that you're not going to have... Yeah, you're going to have some decisions that are incorrect, but that's just human error. VAR in the Premier League just seems to be... There's human error, but it's also common sense error as well.
It's amplified because of how many angles they have. Like, if a ref gets it wrong in a split second, you know that, and that's fine. At the end of the day, it's a 50-50. They might get the wrong decision. All right, you might call it incompetence, but there's a difference between like a referee having a split decision to make a decision with one angle of how he saw it compared to VAR, where they get 25 fucking angles, and you're like, how are you still getting that wrong?
But they have all these angles, yet none of them are the right angle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they always seem squint. They never seem like perfect.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like I was watching the El Clasico, and there was a goal line literally the ball could have went in. It might have not. They've not got goal line technology as far as I'm aware. And VR couldn't get a clean angle. They only needed one angle moved a little bit, and they would have been able to see. It spent 4 minutes checking.
I thought they had Hawkeye, the same as us.
Well, they never used it tonight.
All right. All right. No. To be honest with you, I thought the goals were good. I thought the penalties are shit though. I think from both of them, the penalties are just poor.
The two that Coventry missed were like abysmal. Like they were so bad.
The one that amplifies in my head is Casemiro's. I think Stevie Wonder could have saved that.
No,
Brazil winner, World Cup winner, and he can't take a penalty.
Mad,
it was awful. Like it was just a terrible penalty. Like
the Coventry keeper didn't look confident on any of them. I didn't think.
He had no confidence in his conviction of whatever way he was going. He started to go there, stopped, and then dove, and it was already too late. You either die fully, or you just make yourself look like a total dick. Which I'm not saying the keeper necessarily did, but he also didn't cover himself in glory in the penalty shot either.
Yeah. The other game, City Chelsea. Any
It was an absolute snooze fest. You had City who tried to control the game. Chelsea couldn't finish their dinner, and it just ended up being boring. And when these are meant to be two of the biggest teams in the league, and you're like, oh, this will be an absolute barn burner. In all honesty, mate,
it never is with City though. City don't want that. City don't want a basketball match. It's like I was saying earlier today. We're used to. It's the exact same. Arsenal and City playing this way of constant control and possession. They don't want forward and back and frantic football. They want to win. They don't want to entertain.
They got it is the thing. I think it's another fact that Chelsea brought City down to their level, but I think Chelsea made City play their game for most of the game, for most of the 90 minutes.
Also, though, they did play 120 minutes on Wednesday night. I don't understand why that game was on a Saturday.
Nah, and then you have United in Coventry that has a week off. You know what I mean?
It makes no sense to me. And I know Gary, who came out and had a go at Pep for having a moan about the scheduling, but I completely get it. Arsenal's on a late on Saturday. They look leggy. And then City played 120 minutes on the Wednesday night, or on the Saturday as well, and look leggy as well. And it's just, what is the point? Put them both on Sunday. Why are Everton, Nottingham Forest not just televised on the Saturday? Yeah. They ain't played for a week. Just put them on the Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. My answer is, mate, you're going to moan about the scheduling, right? That's fine. Like you said, put the Everton game on TV. You can't then bitch about not being on TV. You either have one or the other.
No. What I mean is, though, you want City on TV, right? And you want Arsenal on TV. But what I'm saying is the alternate games is one of them's Everton Forest, and one of them's United's Coventry, and they could have both gone on. Yeah. They could have both switched. I don't see what the problem is.
Because they moved Arsenal's time as well. Like, we weren't supposed to play at 7:30, but they moved us so they could fit us on TV. Why not just move us to Sunday?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean, it sounds daft as well, and I'm an Arsenal fan, but we didn't need to be televised. I know we're in a title race and stuff, but the Wolves game wasn't fucking great either. It was very fucking boring. We're not even going to really cover an awful lot about it. I mean, there was 2 goals, and they both came right at the end of each half. Trossard sliced it in. It's a good goal, but he sliced it. And then Odegaard's one, just kind of the ball came to him and he tapped it in. And that's all what happened.
Yeah.
There was no other moments of magic or anything. It was, you could tell the Bayern game took it out of us. And I hope to God, because we've got the toughest running, it's not a story to repeat of last year. It seems like every April we just can't seem to get over the line. But if we play like the way we played against Wolves, against Spurs and United, we're going to be further out the title race than we already fucking are.
Yeah, because I think if you play like that against Spurs, I think they'll tear you apart.
Well, United will beat them because United just seem to grind results out at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
They are the kings of the 1-0 under 10 Ten Hag. I'm going to say 10 club there for a second.
The club.
But yeah, no. Replays, obviously that's been in the news, isn't it?
Yeah, I
want to
wanted
scrap all replays now after the first round. They haven't. The FA haven't come out and said it's because Premier League clubs specifically, but it is because of Premier League clubs.
It's the big clubs shitting on the young the lesser known clubs, and like I think we already know there's not the money in League Two, League One, even the Championship.
Even the Championship, Ben.
That's what I mean. In the lower leagues, there is such a drop off from the Prem to the lower leagues, and like getting, like you said, a Bristol or a Bradford come to the Etihad or the Emirates or something like that. That's money that they make in one game, or from the gate alone. Not even the TV side of it, from the gate side of it. That money could do for the year.
And I think Alan Shearer brought it up brilliantly because if you work it out, I think was it Newport that got Man United at Old Trafford a couple of years back,
something like that.
Was it Leighton Orient? They came out and went, "We're literally getting, I think, 2/3 of a year turnover from getting half the gate at Old Trafford."
Yeah,
because that's the way it works. You get 45% of the gate, regardless of your home or away. And what I'd like to see is if they're going to drop replays. I said this to Gav on Saturday, I'd love Premier League clubs just to forfeit any money and give it away to the other club then.
Because I think, like you said, they're making 2/3 of a year's worth of money in a game. And I don't like replays as well. No, I don't like
replays. But
the game side of it, I don't like the replays. But what it does for grassroots football, what it does for the lower teams, I love the money they get from it.
The thing is as well, Ben, it's the oldest domestic cup competition in the world. It's never changed. Just leave it.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you need to change it. And if you're going to change it, and it is solely for Premier League clubs, which I think it is, I think everyone's okay with admitting that it is I don't see the problem in just going, I'll tell you what, then we forfeit our cash. Have it.
Yeah.
Because what is £100 to West Ham or Spurs or Arsenal?
100%. I agree. I think the thing with it as well is if you were to reintroduce the replays or to have them in, if they didn't take them out at all, the amount of, like we're seeing it now, like towards the end of the season, we're playing every 3 games now. If you add the FA Cup running that as well, it's going to be March all the way through to May. That not even just Premier League teams, you've got Championship teams that play more games than us anyway, and they play midweek, 2 times more than Premier League teams do anyway. And if you're to reintroduce going,
I would say is,
you could have the likes of Carlisle going to Bournemouth.
But beat him then.
You know what I mean? Oh, 100%. No, I get that, but I also understand why they have took it out.
No, essentially, I don't like replays. But it's like David Moyes made a big song and dance out about Bristol. He's like, if we went to extra time at West Ham, we would have went through. But you didn't know.
Yeah.
But also,
replays, part of the competition, deal with it.
If managers, especially the bigger managers in the Premier League, if they're moaning about, the amount of games we're playing, it's causing us to be tired. You've got a 32-man squad. Rotate your players, mate. You can't tell me, you can't bitch, right, about, we're in the Champions League, we're in the run for the title race, right? Play the FA Cup, you play your starting 11 and then moan about and being leggy. All right, use your subs, mate. Use your reserves. If you don't care about the tournament that much, play a lesser skilled team. But you can't. For me, it feels very much at the moment that the top end clubs just kind of want their cake and eat it. You know what I mean?
It's because they're getting more games in the Champions League next year.
Yeah,
and that's where the money is. They don't give a fuck about the FA Cup because the FA Cup isn't money for the Premier League clubs.
FA Cup's grassroots football, like you said, it's the oldest tournament in England in the world.
Like, in the world.
So you've got the oldest tournament in the world, and we're changing it for what? At the end of the day, mate, use your squad, because if you don't, I don't think we should cut it just for that sake. I'm not a big fan of the replays because I think you should play to win the first time. But if on the off chance that you do draw, screw it. You goes to a replay.
It's because we have terrible luck at replays as well. Personally, as a West Ham fan, trying to be a bit thingy, we just have I'm trying to think of a replay we've actually won, and it's just not very often.
Pass.
We never seem to do good on the second leg. But no, I agree. It's like if you look at that, I'm not picking on Arsenal. I'm just thinking Arsenal have a good bench, but because Arsenal would probably be one of the biggest people will go, no, I don't want the replays. You look at their sub bench, right? Tomiyasu, Trossard, Partey, Jorginho, all of them getting any championship team. So what's the problem?
No, I agree. I think I don't think any club, even ourselves, really, maybe not this year, but like with the subs that you've got, with the squads that you have access to, I don't think you have the right to go, oh, my schedule's too busy. Play other players then, mate. That's why you don't, because otherwise, if like no team just has a starting 11, just not an excuse.
It's the typical
I want to kind of
thing, isn't it?
This.
It's just an excuse. Yeah. It's an excuse for them to go, there's more money in the Champions League, so I'd rather play there.
Yeah, but what I mean is it's a typical 5 sub excuse where they go, oh, we want 5 subs. And then you actually check on the data since 5 subs have been available. They never use them.
No. So I bet 5 subs. Yeah. I'd love to know how many games this year 5 subs have actually been used.
They don't use them, mate.
The thing is as well, and I get using your like reserves and stuff or their subs, whatever. I get that. The only thing I have a problem with, and City seem to be one of the only teams, well, not one of the only teams, but they're the big one I can think of at the moment, is they will play their second team all the way through the competition up until Wembley, and then pull out Haaland and Bernardo Silva, and they put out full strength. For me, I don't like that. Your second team has got you there, and then you're basically saying you're not actually good enough to play in the final. But thank you for getting us there.
Hang about you're most famous for it.
Arsenal are, and I don't like it.
No, that's fine.
I kind of agree with you, but
they should play in the final. If you get to the final, you play in the final.
So yeah, I'm very much.
You don't win this medal and just hand it over to Haaland. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I back what you mean. Like if a youngster lot has earned their way to a final, then you think that they'd earn a chance to win it. But I think,
and that's kind of why I like Klopp, is because he puts Kelleher in goals for the cup competition. He's his cup keeper, and he doesn't change it.
No,
Kelleher knows Alisson's their number one, but he knows in the cup he's the goalie.
Yeah,
he gets to the final and he plays. I like that. It's you've done really well getting us to the final, but you're not quite there. You're not quite good enough yet. So we're going to shove in our good players.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, no.
And you've seen Cole Palmer did it like that, and look, he's away to Chelsea and he's getting first 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
So what's the overall reaction to replays is we should keep them, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't think there's any need to get rid of them. I think the big clubs in the Prem, including ourselves, even if we moaned about it with the fact that we're in Europe and all that sort of crap.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, I don't think we have any rights. Use your squad depth. Well, you don't hire 30 players to be in your squad to just sit on the bench.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Arteta does.
We do, because Moyes doesn't know what a substitute is, or not a positive one anyway. But what I mean is, if you've got a 30-man squad, use it. You've got no excuse.
There's a ranking by the way about Moyes. Just wait. This will be coming in a bit.
But no, I agree. If you've got reserves, use them. Arteta was criminal on Wednesday for that. He bought Fabio Vieira. He bought so many players that were on that bench, and then didn't have the faith in them to get the game. To win the game. Aye, that's because he didn't buy him. He should fucking sell him. That's what's been said there, honestly.
I agree with you, mate. You look leggy against Wolves. Why aren't you using your alternative players who didn't play right? Get them on. You know what I mean? Change it. Like the lack of confidence with some managers in their subs is.
You know, it is as well, Ben. Right? Is if you just put them on,
is the thing. He might have the lack of confidence in them, but he fucking bought them.
That's the bad bit, mate.
Do you know what it is though as well? If you put him on, and you know within 45 minutes it's not working, then change it. That's fine. Yep. But you've literally bought them for 35 odd million. Just put them on.
And they just sit on the bench.
So we bought Maxwell Cornet. I'm surprised anyway. Gavin actually asked who he was when he came on. That's how much he's paid for West Ham.
No, I know Maxwell Cornet for Burnley and stuff, but he did not look like Max.
No, he looks depressed, mate, because that's what happens when you work under that cunt.
Yeah, it's the Moyes effect.
He did look like he'd aged a bit.
Yeah, because the only time he ever gets played is like 85 minutes plus.
Going into that, we talk about
Moyes
this.
Just trying to hide his white hair. He's not grey. He's a silver fox.
Can we talk about this 5-2?
I'm sitting back for this. Take it away, boys.
Moyes just called this. I watched his interview. I know I put it on, didn't I, for us? He said it was the worst half hour he's ever had as a West Ham manager. I don't know about that. I know it's bad. I don't know whether it's the worst bit, but he's had a lot of bad bits this season. He's taken no responsibility. He literally said that in the interview. He went, I take no responsibility. The players were dreadful. They came out the second half and partially redeemed themselves because they were playing a bit of football. What are you on about? We didn't even score. The second goal isn't even our goal.
No, Dean Henderson felt sorry for us and just missed the ball.
The 5 goals are all soft.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say is they're all soft getting into the box. Zuma has been megged in slow motion on that 4th goal.
He got sent for a packet of crisps. And then he was
you've
done.
been beat 5-2 in a London derby, and your club comes out and tries to put an apology out there without putting an apology out there.
The apology's not good enough, mate. Like at the end of the day, we saw what just after half time. You bring on two defenders. That's not a positive change.
I called that before we went back from the break. I went, he's bringing Ben Johnson on and he'll play midfield.
And he brought on.
He just knew that was going to happen.
Do you know what? Right, I'm sick. I am sick to death of the bloody Sky are the worst for it. Oh, this is unlike a Moyes team to concede this many goals. Oh, so Fulham, Arsenal, Liverpool. It's all 4+ goals. It's not unlike a Moyes team. He's done it 3 times this season. It's not.
We have conceded 3+ goals, if 3 and above goals, a lot of times this season.
Yeah,
when it comes to mind,
we've got a bench that he trusts no one on the bench, and then rather than make a positive step forward, Palace brought on 2 strikers towards the end of the game because they knew they could just have a laugh.
Yeah, but that geezer made a mockery of Moyes in the semi-final at Europa League.
Yeah,
he chanced us to Frankfurt a couple of years back. He knows what he's doing. But I'll come on to that in a second. What I don't understand is you know what Palace is good at up front. They are quick. They hit ya with pace, and you're using Angelo Ogbonna and Kurt Zuma at the back. And what's that going to do then?
Do you know what? How many months now have we tried to figure out what he's actually doing? I don't think he knows, mate. I genuinely, I don't. It doesn't make sense anymore.
Danny Ings is the 2nd highest earner at the club. I think he has 10 minutes.
Yeah, I wish I got paid his wage to sit on my arse and do nothing.
Every game it's only 10 minutes. It's not just like it's one in a while. It's every game, and I'm not even a West Ham fan, and it just baffles me how he can stand there with his fucking notepad and waits to the 80th fucking minute to go, Ken, what, we're 2-0 down. I need to try and change the game now.
Antonio was raised.
When you go 2-0 down straight away, you change it then.
Yeah.
You don't wait and see what plays out.
He made me laugh, right? In his interview, he went, I could have subbed about 10, 11 of them off at half time. Do it. Usual 5. I'm all right with that. Usual 5. If you think that, usual 5. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Why is Maxwell Cornet given 7 minutes? What's he going to do in 7 minutes?
Who's done that? Sean Dyche done that the other last week, I think. What was the game they were getting absolutely fisted in?
Chelsea.
And Chelsea. Sean Dyche was like, "Nah, I'm not having it." He made like 3 subs at half time.
Yeah.
Fair enough. They did lose, but he still tried.
We changed two of our defenders and then go into a back 5 when we're 4-1 down.
I took 2 defenders off to bring 2 defenders on.
Honestly,
Yes.
I don't even know anymore. I'm actually just bored of talking about Moyes. If this isn't enough to get him sacked, then nothing's going to get him sacked. We're just going to be stuck with this prick forever.
It's like I said, wouldn't it? It's like you look at Gav said Man United's having a terrible season. They're above us. Newcastle, they've had injuries up the wazoo. They're above us. Spurs didn't have a fit centre-back for 3 months. They're above us. Chelsea, they're going to go above us.
Mm-hmm.
Palace, by the end of the season, how they're playing, will probably be above us. Yep. We aren't going to finish anywhere in the top 10.
No.
I'm calling it right now. We're out of Europe. Fair enough. I'll give them their full dues. Thursday night was a brilliant performance. We should have got more than what we got from the game. I completely understand that.
I'm not pissed off though.
When we play attacking football, we win games.
I'm not trying to like wind you up or anything, But on Thursday night, I watched the game, and I think that was one of the best performances this season you've had. And then you go out in a London derby and just...
I think we had 35% possession. 35%.
Against Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
They have Will Hughes in midfield.
No possession, you know what I mean? They're told stuff having like 27 or below.
They have Will Hughes in midfield. What?
Yeah.
But the problem is though, mate, look at what bloody Neville was saying about it and all. Oh, the amount of time he's been in the league, and you just sit there going, well, he ain't done anything good, has he? He's never won the league.
Look how long Roy Hodgson's been in the Premier League. He still got fucking sacked. Well, he left, but you know what I mean.
I think it's quite a relevant topic to go on about, that the fact that Crystal Palace got rid of Roy Hodgson after the fans wanted him out. All the commentators also went, Palace fans, you remember after the Arsenal game, they put up the banners at the Emirates. They went, be careful what you wish for. You should be more respectful of Roy Hodgson. But, depending on who you can get. They went to go get an ex-Eintracht Frankfurt manager who's won a Europa League.
Yep.
And we should apparently aim for less. Fuck that, mate. We sell out 62,000 every fucking week.
It doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, I think the owners are going to have to take a look at this because 3 London derbies now, we've been absolutely clapped. And Moyes just comes out.
Do you think it's worse, though, Ben? Do you think it gets... Do you think it's worse, though, not having clarity?
Yeah, because in all honesty, right, if he's staying on, that's fine. I just won't watch the rest of the season. I'll just fucking, you know what I mean? I'll just call it quits. Because I know we're just going to get shafted, so what's the point? Yeah, I'll just go and cry in the shower or do something like that. Whereas, if they turn around and they go, right, end of the season, he's gone, we're going to look for a new manager, we're going to start a new project, we're going to bring in more young players, and we're going to go for it. Brilliant, right? But at the moment, the owners just kind of sit there in silence and then, like you said, release some half-assed apology. It's not good enough. I'm sorry, it's not. We've been watching this guff for the entire fucking season and you just go, nah. Yeah. Mate, we were shocking towards the end of last season.
18 months.
And you sit there and you go, right, well, this has been nearly a year now. What are you doing? Joke, mate.
You started the season off not too bad, and then it just went to shit.
I don't know if that's... do you know what? Actually, looking back at it, and I know it's easy to say with hindsight, I don't know if we were that good, Because you look back at it, we beat Brighton away. I think we had 38 passes in the first 40 minutes. We were very good defensively, and that's it. That's all that got us through it, and we're clinical.
And, but that's the thing. Is sometimes you need that to win games. You done it against us 2 times this season.
Yeah, and I don't mind doing it against better teams, Gav, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to put up with going away to Selhurst Park.
I get that.
I'm not being funny. They are not a better team than us. You look
they played
now on that team. They're just not.
We were non-existent.
But they do now, mate, because they've got a manager that plays football. He puts the ball down, he plays football. Mate, he almost took City the other week at Selhurst Park. He done really well.
Yeah. You know what? I know. These are upset that he didn't just get beat today. It was quite a
fuck.
Yeah, but you need to give props to Elise and Eze together.
Yeah.
They two, when they play together, Crystal Palace are a different team. When I know Elise's had these injury problems, he's been out for quite a while, and they've suffered from it.
Yeah,
but today you saw how good they both were.
Do you know you've got another problem as well? I think we've got the second oldest team in the Premier League. The reason why I'm pressing so much about getting Moyes out is because you have the second oldest team in the Premier League. I was trying to say to Gav, I don't know a player under 25 that consistently plays for us. I don't think there is one, or 26. I think Kudus maybe, and that's it. And that's worrying. Next year, what are we going to do?
Should have gone last year. I don't know why we kept him. Areola was on the bench. But like you said this to me today, is Fab just seems to hemorrhage goals. Areola's been good.
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence.
He's had a few slip-ups. He's been all right for most of this year. Why aren't you? He's our number one. Fab's not. Unfortunately, he's just a reserve keeper now. But really, we should have got rid of him and just brought in a youngster to sit as a second keeper.
Yeah. And I completely agree. But the problem is that's another thing that Moyes does. He wants this experience, but he wants the experience everywhere. He doesn't want creative youngsters anywhere, and it just doesn't work.
You know what the problem is, right? With Moyes? Well, there's quite a fucking few, but what I tend to notice is, and we mentioned it before when we watched the game, is Moyes. We can predict the subs Moyes is going to do. We can predict how he's setting up. We can predict what's going to happen.
We can.
Yeah, but you said it best before, Jay. If we can do it, that aren't coach. Well, Jay does his coaching, but we're not coaches. We're not managers, and a Premier League manager's going to know exactly what he's going to do. It's all fair and well he wants experience, and don't get me wrong, I think that's something that shoots Arsenal in the foot, is we don't have enough experience. We don't have enough experience. But if you have the young players that not necessarily you don't know how they play, but they come onto the pitch, like Kudus. He came into the league. We knew a little bit about him, but you can't really defend him that well. You can defend him a bit, but you need more players like that. And he's the only one you can really say he's under 25 and he's consistently in the team. You need more players like that. You need a happy medium with experience as well as youngsters.
He's had his bad moments. He's out on loan at the moment. Pay the money, recall him. Because at the end of the day, if Paqueta has an off day, or he's not playing up to speed, Jay's right. We've just Moyes just wants a team of old men. Like,
no, do you know what it is, Ben? You just want someone on the bench you can bring on slightly different. Much as
he's a bit of a jack.
You remember that Brighton game? You remember that Brighton game in September? The only reason why we won that is because Ben Rama came on due to an injury.
I love about that boy is, sometimes when he tries some of these skill stuff, it goes horribly wrong and he loses the ball. But when it works, he's amazing to watch. When it works, I've watched through your leg, gone round, jar, and it's class. But I think you're right. I think the biggest problem we're going to have is hopefully we get rid of Moyes at the end of this season, or now, sack him now, fuck it. But if we don't, and we have to put up with another year, by the time next year, say we still manage to stay in the Prem, then we're going to have an even older team, because you know as well as I do, he won't change many. So then we're going to be sitting here with probably the oldest team in the league. We'll fuck him off somewhere, and we'll have to do a complete rebuild.
I don't necessarily want him sacked right now. What I'd like to do is just some clarity. Can the club just come out and go, we can confirm he's not going to be a manager? I do not believe for 1 second that the size of club of West Ham has not already decided if they're keeping him on or not. I don't buy that.
Look at Bayern. Bayern's already come out and said we're not going to sack him. Yeah. Like, there's countless times throughout the season that Bayern fans have been wanting him out, be calling for his head, and they've went, we don't know. But then it's come out that he's leaving in the summer. Bayern fans are fine. They're like, okay, we might lose. The performance might still be like that, but next season's going to change. I think you're right. I think clarity is all it needs. Yeah. Is he leaving at the end of the year? Sound. If he's not, let us know. And you can fucking get marches and banners and everything.
No, do you know what I would do though? Genuinely, if I knew he was leaving at the end of the year, I would actually thank him for what he's done to the club, because I think he's actually took us levels. Yeah. But the problem is, he should have gone after the Conference League, and I back that. It doesn't matter how good we were doing at the start of the season, but now just leave, because now he's getting to the point where after in a post-match interview, he's slagging fans off, and that is just the wrong way to go about it. That is not the right way.
You know what? I would never, ever, ever compare David Moyes to Arsene Wenger, but this whole situation is Arsene Wenger-esque. Towards the end of his tenure at Arsenal, we needed him out, and he was so stubborn. He was like, "Nah, I love this club. I'm going to do what's right for it." In the end, if you speak to him now, he will go, "I didn't do what was best.
Arrogant, mate.
I should have left a lot earlier."
Yeah.
That's what Moyes needs to do. He needs to... I think you're right. I think it is arrogance. He think, you know what? He is a decent coach. He's a decent manager. Cool. Absolutely. He's been in the Premier League for years. Absolutely. But everything comes by an expiry date. And unfortunately, Moyes has kind of hit that.
And also, he can't play up to the top four anymore. He doesn't have that in him. He just doesn't. You look at that team.
He has to get back. bursts, but it's not good enough in bursts in the Premier League.
No, not when you're spending £65 million on a midfielder in Paqueta and 40 million on Kudus, and you can't be. I mean, you can't be hemorrhaging goals like you did today. I mean, fucking, and people will go, oh, well, he can only pick the team, and the team can go out and play. No. Do you think the team want to play 35% possession and sit back? I don't buy that.
I get that, but he's also the one that brought in Alvarez, and he's also the one that is one of Alvarez's biggest haters.
He hates him,
You know what I mean?
No, because he didn't want him.
I understand.
Because the problem is, this whole season right now, you've had manager versus director of football. And the problem is, the director of football, all his signings have worked so far. Well, look at all of Moyes' signings in the last season haven't. James Ward-Prowse has gone massively off the boil. So's Calvin Phillips. Both of them have been dog shit, to be fair, this part of the year. And yet, every single signing this Tim Schreiner's done has hit the ground running. Kudus has been unreal.
I think the board needs to look at that as well. If you're having one part of the machine that's not working well, the rest of the machine's not going to work well. You need them both on the same page, singing off the same hymn sheet. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter who you bring in. You could bring in one of the most experienced agents or anybody into West Ham. As long as Moyes is there, he's going to make it so,
in my opinion,
so difficult for you.
Kevin only steps in as interim until the end of the season. I'd sack him now. He's gone. For me, he's gone because I don't want to watch another game like that, mate. You know what I mean? I don't want to. I don't want to see another. Who have we got next? Who have we got? What's our next game? Because in all honesty, right, it will be
prepared.
Do you know what? Actually, do you know what? It doesn't matter, right? I just don't want to lose 4-5-0 or 4-5-2 and get. Oh yeah, so fucked. Like we're going to get like master of puppets style.
Yeah, don't fucking lose next week.
We've got Liverpool, so Chelsea, Luton, Man City.
Get a win against Luton.
Woo!
No, we've got to win at Luton, and that's it. And
I wouldn't count your chickens with that one. Luton seem to be able to pull performances out of the bag at home.
Them and Chelsea, but Man City and Liverpool will fuck us.
I hope not. You bet. No, I've said this before. It's so like Moyes to lose every single game of the season, go into the last game of the season and beat City. Honestly,
I'll bet you on it. If you want it ain't happening.
For me, he gets.
I think it'll happen, but
you get him gone.
You can see it happening on Moyes.
You come out, you do. Look, like you said, he leaves on. Just give him a farewell, whatever, right? Because he has done well for us. But they're coming out and having a. He's
won our first trophy in 40 years. You have to give him props for that.
But he's just harming himself. And when he's coming out, he's having a pop at players. He's having a pop at the fans. And you sit there and you go, where he just.
Do you know what it reminds you of? Do you remember Allardyce's last year?
Oh,
yeah.
And he was always sour and had a go at the West Ham fans all season. Mate, you just need to go now. Do you know what I mean?
Strategy, right? So you can go, well, it's the players on the pitch, right? The players don't decide the formation they sit in. Strategy-wise, you're the one that guides everything. So, they can individually do their own job, but you have set everything out. If a tactics failed, it's down to you to change it.
I would just think as well. I want to be a club that God, I never thought I'd say this, but like an Arsenal or a Tottenham or a Chelsea or Wolves at the moment or Brighton or Newcastle, when they hire a manager, they're not hiring a manager to stay safe or top 10. They're hiring a manager for quote unquote a project, and they improve and they with the football director they create a style of football with the manager and they move forward. We are not moving forward. We are standing fucking still.
Arteta and Edu, I know many fans go, look at what you've spent. Completely get that. But look at what we've spent and look how many of the players are actually performing.
Yeah,
you have Havertz that's cost 60, 65 million. He hasn't lived up to that price tag. He hasn't. We can all sing his name every week, but he hasn't. But look at where we've went. We've went from not in Champions League to not challenging for the Premier League to in a title race with City and Liverpool, the two strongest teams in the league. We've got to a quarter-finals. We got put out by Bayern, which it's not the strongest Bayern. it's still Bayern, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They sing together, and you saw it in the documentary. It's not like it's a business. It's like it's a whole like partnership where you go and do it. If you believe this player's going to change us, I trust you.
That's what I mean.
We might want Ferran Torres, but I want Yannick Bolasie. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to fucking happen. Like, it's one of those.
Last year, right, you've had the Palace manager recently. You've got Gary O'Neill. You've got De Zerbi. You've got Emery. You've got Arteta further back from that. You've got Eddie Howe. All of them have been brought in for long-term projects. And I would say most clubs that I've just mentioned... and Ange Postecoglou, right? Easy for me to say.
You can go as far back as Pep.
Yeah.
Pep got brought in for a project. Klopp got brought in for a project.
I don't want to win the league, mate. I want to be consistently going for top 7, top 6. And I don't see what's wrong with that. When you look at
it...
I think that's realistic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I mean. Initially, you aim for higher. If you're consistently hitting Europa Conference qualification, Europa Conference qualification, you go then to Europa qualification. Then you keep going up and up and up until you can't go higher. That's where you should aim. You shouldn't aim. And this is my problem with City. Newcastle is they were like, we've got money now. We're going to aim to win the league. Sorry, where the fuck are you now?
Yeah.
I'm not being fucking funny about, but they needed to be more strategic with what their aims were.
Yeah. But before we move on to Nottingham Forest, I would just like to say, I don't know if anyone else can echo this, but I personally think refund the away fans today.
I don't think.
I think that's an absolute fucking joke at 5-2. I honestly do.
Moyes, but it should, because that performance isn't good enough. Especially a London derby. Because you have the, like, say, Arsenal, Spurs, City, United, Liverpool. West Ham Palace is still a pretty big London derby, and it never gets kind of reported on.
It's not a popular derby, but it is. I think it's a big derby. It's South London and going to Selhurst.
Exactly, and going to Selhurst Park and being 4-0 down within the space of half an hour, whatever it was.
No, could you imagine if you did that Spurs?
It just simply isn't.
Fair play to the West Ham fans, by the way, for the noise they were generating instead of 5-1 down. That's
well done for staying.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many fans that would just leave because it's only across the water. You know what I mean? Oh, we'll just go across the water and we'll go drink in the pub and stuff. Nah,
I'm living. I'm not going to lie to you. That post-match interview saying he's not taking any blame. You are the manager.
He's gone. Like, I don't honestly. How can you blame? You orchestrate everything. It doesn't make sense, right? Do you know what he reminds me of? He's a toddler, right? But when his toy hasn't worked, right, he throws it against the wall. That's what he's like. It's the players' fault. It's the fans. It's the board. Oh, no, wait, I can't blame the board because they're the only ones that actually want me here.
Think about
this
is the manager that wins things, isn't it?
Like, he'll win things.
Right. Forest.
2 seconds before we get on to Forest. This goes into a segue that I wanted to bring up. You're on about Moyes. You want Moyes out. Who do you bring in? Because for a fan to want a manager out, for me, you need to have a suitable replacement.
He's coining my phrases.
I got 2.
I hear it.
Don't say on the pod.
Yeah.
Aye. 2.
Brendan Rodgers.
We're gonna agree on one. Go on.
I'd take him. Or Graham Potter. Because when he was at Brighton, fair enough, Chelsea was a flop, but I don't think that was I think he took too big a job too soon. But with what he did for Brighton, the football they played, with the resources that he had, he was class. Well, we have got a good squad. With his strategy behind it, I think we'd be playing class football. I think we'd be challenging at least, and we'd be, but not back to like the Payet years, like with the time if he plays decent.
Challenging what?
No, as in challenging football.
Oh, right. I meant challenging for the league.
Rather than just sitting back and going, we'll take 10% possession. Right. Class. Yeah, actually going for it, playing attacking football.
Type of performances. Yeah.
I take Potter. If you offer me Potter right now, I'd take Potter. I don't know about Rodgers. I'm not convinced about Rodgers. I don't know many managers on the continent. I'm not going to start chucking names out there.
Yeah.
So I'm not one of those people. I really only comment on what I know. I like the Bournemouth manager. I think he plays good football. I don't see what's wrong with that. And also, as well, I am getting sick of the, we should be able to go and go to a club and go, we want your manager. And they go, no. You go, well, we're fucking taking him. In my opinion, we're a big enough club to do that. What are you saying? Bournemouth? What if we go up to Bournemouth and go, how much is it? How much is he feed?
Yeah.
I'll pay us 10 million. See you later. There's 10 million. Fuck off then. We're taking your manager. I don't see what's wrong with that.
Yeah. The only reason I bring this up is because I don't know if I've covered it yet. Is after the Wednesday, after getting beat off a Bayern, so many Arsenal fans are calling for Arteta to be sacked. He needs to leave. He's a what was the word? He's a fraud.
It's too soon.
He's not a fraud, but they also need to. Whenever they got quizzed of who they want in, they didn't have anybody, and then when they did, they wanted the top. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the Carlo Ancelottis. I remember when Wenger was leaving, and we didn't know who was coming in. We all wanted Max Allegri to come in, and he's been shit. But my issue is, if you're wanting the manager out, you need to have a suitable replacement.
There are two people that could put Arsenal forward.
You need to know it straight away.
In my opinion, there's two people that could put Arsenal forward above Arteta, and I've already said this today. Simone Inzaghi, and Nagelsmann. And those are the only two I'd replace Arteta for.
The problem with Nagelsmann is he's just signed a contract with Germany.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. I'm just saying, if you had to go, we're getting rid of Arteta, who are we getting in? Those would be the only two I think that's an improvement.
It's also stupid, but it also just shows what the fans' expectations are. And I get they're so high, but you also need to remember how young the squad is. And I had a go of inexperienced quotes today from fucking Neville and everybody that was on about whatever team it was. But Arteta's done a class job. He hasn't been a fraud. He doesn't deserve to be sacked now.
He's not a
fraud. Give him 2 more transfer windows, see what he does, and then pass judgment.
I jibe to you, right? But he's. I think the problem is he has spent a lot of money. That is the problem. But I think I said to you earlier today, if Pep's not in this league, he wins 2 Premier Leagues last year and this year.
I think your fans need to remember what he's actually done for you. 248 days on top of the league last year. Yep. You've been in a title race all year this year. You've been competing for Champions League, or you've been in the Champions League. Like, it's not like he's achieved nothing.
It sounds stupid. Take a leaf out of Liverpool's book. They've had 1 Premier League in 7 years. They've got up second pretty much all the time. Yeah. And they just deal with the fact that sometimes they're not going to beat City because City are that good.
Yeah, 100%. And this, I love my fan base, but this is also a part of it why sometimes I really strongly disagree with them. Is because if you look at Liverpool's fan base, Klopp could have 3 stinking performances, get dropped out of Europe, and they're still singing his name. They still love him. Yeah. Us, on the other hand, we got beat off a Villa, in a bad performance. We then went to the Allianz and didn't play well. And now we're just wanting him sacked. It really does my head in. And
it's a stupid
the word fraud gets floated about so often. He just isn't.
The only person I would say possibly is near a fraud right now, in my opinion, is probably Ten Hag.
Yeah.
And that is how much money he spends. At least when you lot win, most of the time it's somewhat convincing. I never look at Man United when they win. I go,
they just squeeze out results.
They played fucking well today, by the way. Do you know what I mean?
No, but you know as well, and we've mentioned it every time we've watched United, is you look at Arsenal and you know the way they want to play. You know the way they've played. United, on the other hand, it's what the fuck? What was their game plan? It's every game. Arteta's, We want an inverted wing back. We want to push up higher into the pitch. We want to play down the flanks. We know this because you can see it. Ten Hag's on the other hand, it's like disaster ball. It honestly is. It's whatever happens on the pitch happens on the pitch. We'll deal with it then. There's no plan.
Good to watch the neutral,
well, yeah, but no, that's why I kind of I wanted to ask that question because you brought it up and I wanted to kind of discuss it anyway.
I think you
but
showed
Arsenal fans
naivety
to get
in the
back
Champions
in the
League because I think you are a better team than Bayern, but I don't think you won either of the legs. To be honest with you, I think you were very very lucky to get 2-2 at the Emirates. Very lucky. And
I said this. I said this the other day. I went Bayern didn't play well. They just played better than us. They've done the basics. It's just as simple as that, and we didn't. I'm not saying we were too big for our boots, but I think we're very naive to think we'll breeze past them. I'm one of them. I thought we'd breeze past Bayern, and I still think we could.
I think you said in a TikTok you're not going to beat them, you're going to annihilate them, didn't you?
No, and I still think we can. I think if we had a one-off game with them, which didn't mean fuck all, we would beat them. Yeah, the problem is it meant everything. It meant almost everything to this season. Being the second favourite, like we had us.
No, do you know what didn't help? From literally every single time they got out of the group stage, not beating anyone in my opinion, and then you had this whole media narrative. Every single time Arsenal were on the TV for Europe, they were like, "Oh, it's their first quarter final in 14 years, whatever it was." And you're like, settle yourself. Like
that's brilliant. Yeah. It's brilliant, but please boast about it after the campaign. Don't boast about
it while it's going on.
Because it's the same with England, and I'm not saying this is why you don't win anything.
Coming back to us, always coming back to us, innit?
No, but you get so much like campaigning, or this is going to be our year. We're going to do this. We're going to do that, and then when you don't do it, it's this whole meltdown.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think every Europe game, I think Arsenal is like in England, they're like really good. Obviously, they're second, I think, or first, whatever they are right now. But then Champions League, I think I said this to you since the start. I think you've been shaking almost all your games.
No, see, I agree but disagree because we had the best defense in the Champions League up until we played Bayern. We hadn't conceded at home.
Oh, okay.
We hadn't conceded at home, and then we conceded two, not shitty goals, but two goals that were so avoidable.
I think it was
that we wouldn't concede in the Premier League.
No.
It's as simple as that. Yeah. I agree.
Sorry, to get to the actual topic that we want to speak about, Gav.
Yeah, sorry, lads.
Forest had a shocker today.
Well, not really Forest, but...
no, Forest had a shocker. So they've put out a statement. I'll put it up on the screen. Basically... over the game, there was they say 3 situations for pens. I say 2. I don't think the first one's a pen. The first one's so much like Anthony Gordon's against us, and I'd never condone that. Where he didn't even look to get a touch on the ball; he just puts his foot in the way of a swinging leg. I don't like those, so I'm never going to say it's a pen. But 2 of them were that handball is just handball.
I don't. How the fuck can you say that was by his side?
And then that second one where he's literally grabbed Callum Hudson-Odoi and then fallen onto him. He's gone down. The referee's gone. No, it's all right.
Who was it? Anthony Taylor.
Yeah.
Game sacked. This isn't his first blunder he's had this season.
I have not.
It's every second game.
Taylor, you know this.
He's a prick. Bald-headed prick.
So after they didn't get awarded any of them, they've then come out with a tweet, apparently going that they asked the PJMOL why the VAR man was a Luton fan and why he was allowed to be part of the officiating referee body.
No,
the game.
I thought they requested to change it.
Yeah, they have. They did. They asked why he was there and if he could be changed. And
for me, there's two issues
PJMOL basically went fuck
this,
off.
And one bit I wanted to bring up about it was Neville calling for Clattenburg to be sacked, right? No, he hasn't. And
he's got no right to say that, by the way.
Like, we watched the game.
He needs to settle himself. He's a pundit.
We've seen I will agree with you, 2 claims, right? They're blatant penalties. They've been robbed out of both of them. They've already requested the ref to be changed due to bias. Mm-hmm. Why aren't they allowed to come out and have an opinion about it? I don't feel like Neville's chastised Forest for coming out and having an opinion about it. What we criticise the refs every week because not just this year, but this year's been one hell of a year for just absolute dog shit decisions where they just.
It's one of those though, because I actually think Louis Zaha, although Neville didn't agree with him, I actually kind of got what Louis Zaha was saying. What he was saying was, if you never moan, nothing's going to change. And he's right in what he's saying, but I don't agree with the tweet. I think that's a bit too far, personally.
I get publicising it.
If your fan base is raging, what are you meant to do?
I get it, but you also can't come out. You know this with Declan Rice in the tunnel against whoever it was, and he's like, "Oh, you're a cheat, you're a fucking cheat," and all this. Yeah. You can't do that as professional sports. But if you've brought it to the authorities of the fucking VAR and be like, I don't necessarily agree with this, they should have a reason of going, look, here's the reasons why he's in it, you're just going to have to like it, rather than just going, fuck it. And I said this before, if it was Liverpool-Arsenal, you wouldn't have a Man City referee.
Yeah.
No.
So why have it in VAR? You know what I mean? That they could decide the season on that.
One thing I would say is that it's so easy to say right now, isn't it?
Oh no,
they wouldn't have minded if they won.
I also feel
they wouldn't have cared.
Yeah. I mean, if there was no questionable decisions either, I think it would be.
In my opinion, it's very much we've lost. We feel cheated. Our fan base overall feels cheated.
But I also think
we'll have to put something out.
Yeah.
And I do back that, by the way. I back that because I don't think you should. I don't think I'm a total believer in free speech. And in my opinion, if they want to put something out about the officiating body, they can. Because I think the PGMOL use this stupid power trip.
Yeah, you can
at times.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think the fans are going to be raging. They'll be absolutely livid. But I also back about what Gav said. If they'd lost 2-0 and there's no pen claims, they can't say anything. But the fact that there were 2 outrageous claims. And they'd already taken action before the game in case there was bias. I think I don't agree with Neville. I agree with Zaha. Is the tweet a bit much? Maybe, but one, they've represented their fans. They've put across an argument as well, which it's their point of view, it's their opinion. I don't see any issue with that.
Put it this way,
they've not had a suitable response.
Go on, sorry, Gav.
Sorry, they've not had a suitable response, in my opinion. Beforehand, it has been the case of, well, he's the VR, so you're just gonna have to fucking like it.
Well, the PGMOL just said last time against Liverpool. Oh well, sorry. What?
Yeah, Gary O'Neill says this every fucking fourth game, and we've covered this.
They mean
the
nothing.
Apologies.
They mean nothing.
Shit.
They're just useless.
They mean fuck all. No. Oh, I'm sorry you've been relegated by 1 point that you should have actually got 17 points, but oh well, enjoy the championship. You know what I mean? I get it because
I don't like my obviously Arsenal were vocal. Gary Neville brought up this big thing. He doesn't like clubs doing it, and I get it to an extent. I don't mind them coming out and going, "We done this, by the way," so we just want to put it out there. We questioned it.
Yeah,
PGML can come out and reply. What I don't like is when they go, "Oh, we'll check where we can go with it." Well, settle yourself.
Yeah, you can go with it because you've already tried to go there.
Yeah,
I feel like the club needs to represent. I feel like they need to represent the fans' point of view and meet the fans' frustration. I agree with that, but we'll see what action we can take. What are you on about? Like, it's an empty threat.
Yeah,
it sounds a bit like
saying Clattenburg should resign because a statement's gone out of the club. What? So Marinakis, who puts a couple of $100 million into a club, can't have an opinion. Is that what you're saying?
I think I think Redknapp said it best. Redknapp, Carragher. I keep getting them fucking mixed up recently. I think Carragher said it best. For that tweet to be sent out, it had to come from the higher up.
It's Marinakis, like.
You're not telling me a social media guy's being that
just
pissed off
been
about doing it anyway. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you should, I'm fucking sending it. It's come from above, so the tweet itself, I don't have a problem with it. I think everyone has the problem with we'll see where we can take it. It sounds more of a threat to be like, if you don't fucking deal with it, then we'll fucking deal with it. But it's like an empty threat because they can't do fuck all. Because they're not going to get changed.
The refereeing has gone worse this year.
I didn't think that was possible last year.
I genuinely think that's happened.
100%. And it's so much worse.
You know what? It's not just the Premier League. It's all over the place.
Oh, don't get me started on the way for refs.
Antonio. Do you know what? I respect Antonio so much for coming out and going, well, it's difficult when you play against full team men, isn't it? 10 out of 10. Because I don't feel...
Nico Williams today on his post-match interview went, by the way, if that's a top 6 club, they're getting penalties for them.
Yep.
I tend to agree. As a top 6.
I would agree with that as well. I also think as well, if it isn't Everton... If it isn't an Everton game and it isn't a relegation 6-pointer, they get them, Forest, I think.
Do you know what?
I think refs bottle it in
They're
the big games.
They're too afraid to make a controversial decision.
I don't...
When I mean that, Gav, I'll lay out a couple of things.
I agree with you. The reason why I side there is I'm not disagreeing with you. What I was going to say is I was trying to pick my words wisely before I send any allegations out there. There seems to always be something with Everton when they get into relegation battle.
Yeah.
Why did they want them up so much? I know Everton are a big team. They're a big club. You know what I mean? But there always seems to be something. And personally, you can't have a brand new spanking stadium and play your first game in the Championship. You know, I'm not saying there's any bias towards it, but there's something not quite adding up here.
I hate the Premier League that much. Yeah. Just go out of the Premier League, then go back to the Championship. See you later. I'm done with them. I can't actually tolerate Everton Football Club. Their fan base give me the absolute rage.
Just pony scarces. That's all they are.
Yeah, go on.
They are. They're just pony scarces. And in all honesty, their biggest claim to fame is we've never been relegated. Yeah. You've been shit for about 10 years, mate. At least. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what, you are right. It always seems to be when they get towards the bottom end and they're just about a drop, and then all of a sudden they get a couple of results go their way, and it's due to stupid decisions. But I agree with Jay as well. I think now refs rely too much on VAR to make the big decisions, the red cards, the penalties. They're always sitting there going, "Oh, I'll just give him a yellow because it's,
We said this.
It's a scapegoat.
We said this the other week. We said this the other week, right? Is you pulled it up? You went, why is he not giving any yellows? And I went, because he's going to put it down as not wanting to ruin the game.
Yeah,
and it's not ruining the game. You're officiating the game.
He's taking his top off. He's running in the crowd. Whatever. Yeah. It's a yellow card, right? Kick the ball away. Yellow card. How many times was the ball kicked away against Leverkusen?
They were terrible.
And you know what?
The ref wasn't giving it.
Without playing victim, because I don't want to preach that, but if it was anyone else and they had the same thing, they'd be sitting here shouting the same thing. What the fuck is going on with the refs? Because you're right, I didn't think they could get worse, and they just have. And now you're right, they go, even when it is a big decision, they'll go, "Oh, well, I'll give him a yellow," right? Because then if it's an absolute mare of a mistake, VAR will just correct it for me. It's like they're just half-assed.
Well, do you know what shows that one?
Sorry.
That Garnacho. Sorry, all I was going to say was, you know what shows that the Garnacho one today is they said at the start of the season there was going to be stricter and they weren't going to give stupid little falling over ones. And you know when Garnacho's sitting basically at the halfway line and he's falling over and they're giving it, and you're like, why are you giving that?
Right, I'm sorry. If he's falling like a normal human being, you could possibly understand it. When he's literally like a fucking plank going down like that, you know he's fucking dived. You just know it. But what I was going to say is when it's a game of like 2 legs and there's a mistake in the first leg, the referee 8 times out of 10 in the reverse fixture is going to try and correct it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't do that. If there's been a mistake in one of them, there's been a mistake. But don't try
You can't give it, say, for example, if a stupid pen gets given in the first leg, you can't then in the second leg go, well, if there's a little bit of touch in the pen, I might give them one as well. No, separate game.
Just going for. I don't remember a couple of years back when that one just springs to mind. Milner, he was offside by about 5 yards, put the ball in against us and understandable, went in, and then the second half we got a penalty. It was never a penalty, and Klopp came out and said afterwards, he went. I bet the ref knew that he made a mistake in the first half and tried to correct it in the second, and he's completely right. He has. They bottle it, mate. They always have done. I would just like to say as well, Marinakis, in my opinion, he has got money invested into Forest, and there is a good chance if they get relegated, he is in the millions of losing money.
Yeah.
He can have an opinion. And Gary Neville, in my opinion, can shut his fucking mouth, because see, at times, he needs to just be a pundit. He brings up this politics and CEOs and resignations
but
far
also,
too
if this
much.
happened to Salford, he'd be one of the first people coming out and having a pop.
But, you know, that's what I was just about to say. Because he owns a club, because he's managed, he thinks he's this messiah of, I've done all this, so I have a right of opinion of this. No, yes, you do have an opinion on it, but the way you come across is horrendous. Just because you own a club doesn't mean you're successful. Just because you managed in Spain doesn't mean you're fucking Spanish. You know what I mean? He can say what he wants, but he says it as if it's gospel.
Yeah.
Like we're owed into his debt to hear what he's saying. Like he's some sort of fucking Jesus.
Well, I think the main presenter, to be fair, in Sky, I think usually tries. I think he wound him down today. As soon as he went, and Clattenburg needs to resign. I think the other presenter just went and just took over.
He's just chasing
you need.
That's all it is. He's just
trying
to make this big thing. He needs to resign. Because he knows that'll be a big thing that will go on. Gary Neville calls for Clattenburg's head or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just a load of crap. Shut up, Gary. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, just shut up, Gary.
Title. Shut up, Gary.
Well, on that note, that's the pod done. There will be one next week. There's obviously a set of midweek fixtures as well, isn't there? Which is fucking lovely.
We've got Chelsea.
Ooh. No, you'll beat them easy. But thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe because Gavin loves it. And have a good week, lads.